Serving during the middle of the 23rd century and known to Starfleet under the code name of Cricket, the Bird of Prey was a powerful stealth vessel used by the Romulan Star Empire in large numbers as the nation re-entered the galactic stage after a century of isolation following the Romulan Wars. The ship measured in at 130 meters long, 234 wide, and 33 tall. The vessel was armed either with 2 disruptors and 2 missile tubes, or a single plasma cannon and 2 missile tubes with more limited magazine stowage, depending on the specific variant. It seems all ships of the class had a cloaking device fitted as well. We do not know how many crew the ship had, nor do we know the ship's maximum or cruising speeds due to the secrecy of the Romulan Empire at the time, and indeed even today in regards to their ships. However, with their engines being fusion only, they likely could not have achieved speeds much higher than warp factor 5, even without the cloak drawing away significant power from the propulsion systems. Before we continue with the background of the Cricket-class Bird of Prey, we should mention that our only sources for the development and service history of the ship comes from its encounters with Starfleet and the Klingon Empire. The Klingons having more experience with the ship than Starfleet did, but also having generally less reliable historical records to draw on. With that said, the ship likely first commissioned into the Imperial Star Navy in the early 2260s. A probable prototype of the class would be used on a secret mission to probe Federation defenses along the neutral zone, with terrible results, only for a Federation starship, the USS Enterprise, to stop her before she could make her way deeper into more populated regions. The destruction of the prototype, while judged to have not been due to any fault with the design, did nonetheless convince the Romulan Empire that they lacked the strength for direct conflict with the Federation. The ship's low speed and limited power were judged as being particularly problematic. This would, among other things, lead the Romulans to make a pragmatic alliance of convenience with the Klingon Empire against the Federation. Out of this alliance, the Romulans would gain enough force to attack the Federation in exchange for their cloaking technology. The Empire also gained modern matter-antimatter reactor technology and several modern D-7 battle cruisers. The D-7, already a mere placeholder in the Imperial fleet, was found to be unsatisfactory in service, however, the Klingons having delivered mostly worn-out and dated examples of the type. The Empire thus produced the V2 variant of the Cricket, which featured a new reactor and improved, though more traditional armament. These ships would serve in the Imperial Navy for the remainder of the 23rd century, though they would gradually be replaced in frontline roles by the 2270s, as newer, more modern, and more capable classes came into service. It is thought that by 2280 no vessels remained in frontline service, with just a few being kept as training ships. During the 2380s, in the period of cooling relations between the Federation and Star Empire after the Dominion War, the Imperial Navy donated a vessel of the class to the Vulcan people. Stripped of anything remotely of intelligence value, the vessel orbited Vulcan for many years. It seems, if intelligence reports are to be believed, that at least one vessel was used by a noble family as a personal transport, afterwards used as a pirate and mercenary vessel at the collapse of the Empire, though by this time the vessel was horribly outdated and did not survive in combat long. Now really, we know next to nothing about this class in canon. We know that it is Romulan, served in the 23rd century, had a powerful armament, good cloaking device, and dropped out of service by the time the Enterprise D encountered Romulans in the middle of the 24th century. Not a lot to go on. So I made up my own background for the class, as I often do in these videos.